First of all, I'm so happy to talk to with the Daniel Kwan, and also Daniel Scheinert. I hope I
Hello.
pronounce you right.
You
Yeah.
did.
So everything, everywhere, all at once. The name kind of tells us everything, but it can go many directions. So I saw the trailer. We can see the googly eyes. We can see the tax receipts and the hot dog fingers. So what can we expect in this movie?
Yeah, we wanted to create a movie that was as big as our world today. Our modern world is so connected. We are tapped into every single person's life, every single country's politics. Like we can just touch everything, and we felt like we needed a movie that could just pull it all in together. So this movie has every genre. You know, it has action, family, drama. It's a romance. It's a rom com. It's a silly children's movie. It's like everything you could ever imagine in as far as film genre goes. We try to create a film that could capture all of that and then ultimately be about family, a family who's just trying to find each other in the noise of modern life.
I think that's the thing that people have been most surprised that they didn't expect is that it's actually a very sincere, emotional story about love and trying to bridge gaps in families. And it's been so wonderful to watch it resonate with people.
Yeah, and when I watch the film, I feel like, oh, this is a mother and a daughter story, but you make it into a multiverse, make it into everything. Uh, I think the film to me is like you have so many movies crush into a tiny ball and then it explode into many pieces. And with also with great direction and also editing. Can you walk us through your creative process, like how it began, or any kind of inspiration to make you into this crazy idea of the story?
Yeah.
We love genre play when movies can take different genres and smash them together. It kind of does something to my brain because it feels like, that's what real life feels like. Everyone is the hero of their own story, but what happens when those stories collide and suddenly the contradictions start to emerge? And so we wanted to create a movie that told that story where every character is in their own movie, their own version of a hero's journey. And it starts off as a family drama that gets interrupted by a sci-fi action film that gets sidetracked by a romance that then basically gets swallowed up by the internet. And we wanted to create something that felt like a new version of storytelling that feels more accurate to today. So that's where it started, and then
Our
obviously,
process is
yeah.
like a lot of just trying to impress each other, taking turns, trying to like throw ideas at the wall, and we had way too many, but that was kind of appropriate for the theme of the movie to just throw too many ideas out there and then put a character in the middle and see which stories kind of worked well together and felt emotionally authentic to Evelyn's journey. So we spent a lot of time editing and just trying to be like, what does that belong there? Just while writing, and and then and then we open the doors to 100 other people who come in and collaborate and elevate it and make it their own.
Is there any personal touches, although it's a as a mother and daughter story, any personal touches of your own experience, or your own story in this movie?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember once listening to a podcast where Paul Thomas Anderson was asked the question about his characters in a movie like Magnolia, where that has like so many characters and they're all so different. And the way he put it was like, as a writer, you're in every single character. And I was like, that's so true. Like I see myself as the mother, as Evelyn, um, in her struggle of trying to like maintain some sort of clarity or organizational principle in the middle of the noise that she's living. And then of course I feel I see myself in the daughter, someone who uh, wants to be seen, wants to be loved, wants to be known, but can't. And then of course there's the key Kwan, the Waymond, the husband character, who is just this very like sweet, innocent guy who just wishes that the world all got along. And so, like, yeah, I think
And I see myself in the grandfather because I'm closed-minded and bald.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So I learned that your movie production is filmed during pandemics. Does that affect you? Because I think I watched interview of the Dune's editor, and then he said, oh, the pandemic didn't really affect him, and in the opposite, it helps him. So how does the pandemic affects your production?
Yeah, we shot the movie right before the pandemic, um, which we're so lucky because it would have been so stressful to try to do an action movie while worrying about a disease.
We actually got shut down with 1 day left. So we shot almost everything, and then we lost a day because the pandemic happened. So we reshot through January, February, and got shut down in March.
And then
But
we mostly edited during the pandemic, and I mean I think that affected us emotionally, and the movie became a way for us to work through how the pandemic was making us feel, and I think uh, for so many people the pandemic made us slow down, you know, our lives, and we slowed down the edit, and the movie's about trying to figure out what to care about, and so we had to do that too in a weird way. Um, and I think the movie is better because we took our time
yeah,
editing, and but also yeah, we finished the movie last summer, and I've missed it. I liked working on it.
Yeah, it's like they're so different working remotely and also like versus working together. I remember when I watched the film, it was 10 in the morning, and after that, like 2 hours, and I still can't wrap my head around it. Uh, Luckily, I had coffee, but because it has so much multiple universe smashed in together, especially I admire so much at the end the super smash cut of different versions of Evelyn. Uh, how many versions did you create it? I imagine in your creative room there must be so many cue cards and then different versions of Evelyn. Have you
Yeah.
counted how many versions?
No.
there's like 3 or 4 main ones, and then there's like 5 or 6 other ones that are kind of supporting those, and then there's like 10 that we see long enough that you can process. And you're like, oh, I know what that. Maybe closer to 20 where you like it's one shot in the movie, but you can at least process it. And then there's probably like a few hundred that are just like literally one frame, where it's just like da da da, da, where you don't get to process any of it. And it was our goal was to point towards infinity. We knew we couldn't touch it, but we wanted to point towards it and gesture towards it. So we knew that there would be the few that would make the story work, and then there would be the hundreds that could be really low priority, but would be the sum of the amalgamation of them would be enough to again push the story forward in a way that was exciting. Yeah.
And I especially enjoy the humor, all sorts of humor, although I find the paper cut is so cruel, but I like it so much.
Oh, good.
I was like, ah.
It was so scary when we started filming it. I was like, oh my god, what if he gets a paper cut? I'll just throw up, you know, on set. But we made safe paper, you know, that was so it'd be very hard for him to get one.
Again, I would recommend at least teenagers onwards can enjoy the film, and I like the film very much. And congratulations to Daniels. You make a great
Thank
film.
you.
Thank you for talking to me. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for having us. This is very exciting.